Hi, hello. In this video, I will mention the Abraham Surah and the allegory mentioned in the Surah. And it is very interesting, and we should read before and after. They issued a challenge, and consequently, every stubborn tyrant ended up doomed. Awaiting him is hell, wherein he will drink putrid water. He will gulp it down, though he cannot stand it as that comes to him from every direction, but he will never die. Awaiting him is a terrible retribution. The allegory of those, so that is the verse I want to mention, and I find it very interesting. The allegory of those who disbelieve in their Lord, their works are like ashes in a violent wind, and on a stormy day, and they gain nothing from whatever they earn. Such is the farthest strain. So they do disbelieve in their Lord, and their works are like ashes in a violent wind. So it it is interesting that actually the atheists they may do good things too, and they may make something good, and they may learn something, help other people. So, but it is not enough, and because they see the life as ashes in a violent wind. It doesn't have any meaning for them. So it is just a chemical, um, just the chemicals are interacting each other. There are physical objects. So that's the probably the reason why they got assumed that they did nothing because of it, and because they didn't connect it and they didn't worship God, and they did it for their ego or something. And so we should also carefully read Quran and with all of the verses. So God says that God knows better. God has created us. God is the greatest scientist. So that God knows how to assess people. So they will not. God says that I will measure good and bad deeds. So and decide. So let's read it more. And do you not realize that God has created the heavens and the earth for a specific purpose? If He wills, He can remove you and substitute a new creation in your place. This is not difficult for God. When they all stand before God, the followers will say to the leaders, "We used to follow you. Can you spare us even a little bit of God's retribution?" They will say, "Had God guided us, we would have guided you. Now it's too late. Whether we grieve or resort to patience, there is no exit for us." And the devil will say, after the judgment had been issued, "God has promised you the truthful promise, and I promised you. But I broke my promise. I had no power over you. I simply invited you, and you accepted my invitation. Therefore do not blame me, and blame only yourselves. My complaining cannot help you, nor can your complaining help me. I have disbelieved in your idolizing me. The transgressors have incurred a painful retribution." So here the devil says, so God only allows devil to make promise and just communicate, and so we are still in charge, and whether we will do it or not, so that disowns his followers. And this translation seems maybe change, and there are different variations, there are different versions probably. So I also suggest you to read it. So this is my interpretation of this who disbelieve in their Lord, and you can also share yours if you are interested in. And if you think I made some mistake, please correct me, and hope to see you in the next video.